Once again. He has once again created $20 for the farm. If you're tired of life, you can separate the skin and flesh. Occasionally, you can even perform a joyful worship dance for people. Why is it that this profitable and healing animal is rarely seen in the domestic market? Ostriches belong to the wide African grasslands. Ostrich meat priced at $7 per kilogram. You can say it's expensive, but you can't say the ostrich's production capacity is low. This is the 60th egg this female bird has laid this year. At this moment her husband is inflating his air sacs, trying to continue contributing to the growth of their family. To survive in the fiercely competitive farm, the male ostrich must rely on its stamina. Bald heads and no eyebrows are not important. As long as it's female he can mate with it. In a systematized farm, no need for love. As long as they follow the routine, they can achieve their maximum value. For the 5 or 6 months before the rainy season each year, the workers arrange 3 or 4 wives for him. If all goes well, the male ostrich can produce hundreds of offspring every year, in the wild African grasslands. If you're lucky, you might see a few ostriches with dozens or even hundreds of chicks. These fluffy little guys are half-siblings with the same father. This is enough to prove the male ostrich's strength. A few months ago, the male ostrich exerted great effort for their birth. This is the ostrich's annual matchmaking event. With dark dense feathers, pink legs, and a strong build, this male bird could be called the Prince Charming of the ostrich world. Though the female bird's heart was bursting with joy, for the sake of the offspring's genes, she still felt the need to go through the motions. To test the male's stamina, the female bird began playing a game of chase with the male. In the perilous wilderness, having the genes for escape is more important than anything else. The male bird, closely following the female's every move, spent a lot of energy, but didn't receive any response from her. Finding a mate in the wild is clearly much harder. The male bird didn't give up. Every bird knows that. Without effort, you won't even get the chance to pass on your legacy. Before this, he had already defeated several rivals. To earn the chance to win the female's trust, he was seen stomping his legs, slowly flapping his wings, trying to conquer the female with his charming dance. However, she remained unmoved. The male bird cursed the female for not recognizing his worth. Was it the wrong position or wrong timing? In fact, the female bird saw everything, but couldn't let go of the last shred of modesty in her heart. Ostriches have the largest eyes of any land animal. With a 5 centimeters diameter, their eyes are even bigger than their brains, comparable to an 8x scope, with a vision that reaches an astonishing 25, and combined with a height of nearly 3 meters. He can even spot a cat from several kilometers away. No matter which direction the male bird is posing in, he won't miss a single detail. For love, the male bird suddenly kneels with a loud thud, continuing to flap his not-so-bulging wings, showing a gentle and captivating dance. No need to imagine deep love. In fact, he has already played the same game with several other beauties. Will the love soldier tactic earn the female bird's sympathy? This time the female bird finally showed some response. Is kneeling and licking effective? The male bird flaps his wings in response, using body language to say, "I'm willing." He then slowly lies down. Following is a 1-minute deep communication session. 300 words omitted. After confirming the relationship, it's time to build a house and settle down. The male bird looks for a prime spot, digs a few holes, and lets the female bird choose one to build a nest and lay eggs. The female bird can lay 1 egg every other day, and the giant bird eggs weighing 2 to 4 pounds are among the heaviest in the world. However, in comparison to the ostrich's size, this weight ratio is quite small. So for an ostrich, laying an egg is as easy as going to the bathroom. Once the female bird starts laying eggs, the male bird's other wives will place their eggs in the same nest. Doesn't this provocative action make the female bird jealous? Actually, not at all. The ostrich world follows a 1 male multiple female system, where each male bird typically has many wives, but only the top female, the main wife, has the right to incubate the eggs. Once there are 15 or 16 eggs in the nest, they begin incubating. Out of those, only 4 or 5 are laid by the main wife. At night, the male bird is responsible for providing warmth, because only under the cover of night can his pure black luxurious fur coat perfectly blend in. During the day, he has relationships with the female birds. As one of the world's dumbest birds, the female bird's not-so-smart brain can still recognize each of the eggs she laid. They take turns, and the female bird starts playing the stepmother role, shoving her eggs to the center of the egg pile, using eggs from the other females as reinforcement. This way, when it's time to switch shifts or go for food, If any animal shows interest in the eggs, the chances of new eggs being lost are greatly reduced. As expected, the sly flat-headed brother, when the ostrich parents are away, generously takes a few eggs, and even packs one to take away. These doomed eggs are mostly the children of his rivals. During incubation, if strong enemies attack, the scheming bird will push aside an outer egg, redirecting the attention of the strong enemy. As long as there are enough decoys, the chances of his offspring surviving increase. Only a fool would care about such meaningless jealousy. An adult ostrich can grow up to nearly 3 meters tall and weigh 300 to 400 pounds. An enraged adult ostrich, even a jackal wolf or leopard, wouldn't dare to make a move on them. However, newborn chicks are defenseless when luck is bad, facing dishonorable ambushes from scavengers and hunting dogs diverting the prey. Losses are inevitable. So although the female ostrich lays many eggs, it's rare to see large ostrich families. The survival rate for farmed ostriches is much higher, as they are kept in enclosed pens. Although the male bird still performs some courtship rituals, other instincts seem to be lost. The chaotic life even drives him to madness, falling in love with the humans who live with him. Occasionally he performs awkward mating dances. In the farm, the male ostrich no longer digs nests or builds nests, and the female lays eggs freely. She doesn't mind the familiar workers taking their eggs away. The workers come around the enclosure every day, picking up the eggs laid by the female bird. After mating with the male bird, the female will lay a shocked egg the next day. If the nutrition is adequate, she can lay 60 to 80 eggs in a year, but not all of them are fertilized. Every day the eggs collected are checked under the light by the workers. Only about 80% of the eggs are fertilized and develop into embryos. The unfertilized ostrich eggs are sent to the dining table, becoming a protein-rich meal. The vibrant fertilized eggs, after being cleaned and disinfected, are sent to the incubator, in this enclosed space where the temperature is maintained at 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. The ostrich eggs go through over 40 days of incubation, gradually developing from a liquid form into a life with a heartbeat. When the time comes, the baby ostriches eagerly crack open the thick eggshell, revealing their bodies faintly covered with down. These two unique little feet in the world resemble the 3-inch golden lotus with an extra foot. At this point the baby ostriches are like giant chicks, still without their proud long necks. Once their bodies are dry, the workers give each ostrich a vaccination shot. Newborn ostriches are weak and are prone to diseases. The workers send them into a temperature-controlled nursery to feed them and maintain the environment temperature consistent with the incubation temperature, helping the young ostriches adapt better. Ostriches are precocial birds and can walk as soon as they are born. For the first 3 days they don't need to eat. By consuming their own yolk to provide energy, they will then eat the feed and plant-based meals carefully prepared by the workers. Although the diet is mainly vegetarian, like most birds, they are omnivores, and supplementing with some protein helps them grow stronger. Additionally, they need proper calcium supplements to develop long and strong thighs and avoid soft bone disease. At around 3 months old, they can move outdoors to live and begin to grow their African lives. Farming ostriches is as easy as raising a pig. No need to create a special environment for them. The spacious area essential for healthy growth is exactly what Africa has plenty of. Here ostriches can grow over 100 pounds of meat in 1 year. A single mating can produce a whole production team, with productivity even higher than pigs. After living in the farm for about 14 months, the well-fed and strong ostriches reach the final moment of their lives. The workers gently place a cloth bag over them, with careful tenderness. At this point the ostriches haven't reached full maturity, but once they pass this age, their meat growing speed will drastically decrease. They eat a lot but grow little, and keeping them alive would only add trouble. When ostriches meet again after being raised by an aged farm, their bodies have turned into lumps of meat. Their feathers have become luxurious decorations, and their anti-static feathers are used for feather dusters. Their textured skins have turned into precious leather jackets. Leather shoes from South Africa raise over 1 million ostriches each year, making it the main production hub for ostrich meat. Here ostrich meat is just an ordinary meat product. However, when it comes to domestic markets, not only is the space expensive, but the ostriches as an introduced species face the challenge of adapting to the local climate. Various stress responses lead to a generally low survival rate for ostriches. The farming risks are high, and while costs are a big issue, they're not the biggest problem. Ostrich meat has extremely low fat content, which means it's not very tasty despite its high cost. It has a dry, tough texture like beef. And even though nothing goes to waste from head to toe, it's labeled as nutritious. But ultimately, it loses to the taste buds of many food lovers. Thank you for watching. And see you next time.